Hello, this video will explain the false confession article annotation assignment. So let's read the directions before we begin. Read and annotate the article using the key provided. As you read, be sure you define any unknown words and make inferences using the comment feature. So let's take a look at the annotation key. So in orange, we are going to highlight where we see the problem being defined and described. In yellow, we will highlight who does this problem affect. In green, we will highlight where is the problem happening. We want to be as specific as possible. In blue, we will highlight when is the problem happening. And the darker blue is for why is it happening and why should the problem be improved or solved. And how is this affecting different communities, our nation, or specific people? Think about how is this a problem? So one more time, we are using the annotation key to highlight these specific ideas as we read. We're also going to define any unknown words and make inferences as we are reading this article. And our goal is to highlight all of this information and have a really good understanding of what this problem is so that we can write our own paragraph in which we analyze and summarize the problem. Our job is to inform the reader about all of this information, the what, who, where, when, why, and how, so that they understand the necessity of solving this problem by learning all of these key pieces of information. So let's read the first paragraph together and just give you an idea of what you should be doing as you read and annotate this article. This is by Fernando Anzaldúa. It's called False Confessions. A recent New York Times article commented on the phenomenon of false confessions in our criminal justice system. So this word right here, phenomenon, I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to define this word. Okay. I'm going to copy and paste the definition, which is a fact or situation that is observed to exist or happen, especially one whose cause or explanation is in question. Ooh, I like all of that information, so I'm actually going to highlight all of that. I'm going to take a look at the synonyms: occurrence, event, happening, fact, situation, circumstance, experience, case, incident, episode, site, appearance, or thing. And I'm going to come back over here and I'm actually going to paste that definition in so that I have that information later. So a recent New York Times article commented on a phenomenon of false confessions in our criminal justice system. False confessions have figured in 24% of the approximately 289 convictions reversed by DNA evidence. Considering that DNA is available in just a fraction of all crimes, a much larger universe of erroneous convictions and false confessions surely exists. So this fact or statistic right here about the 24% of the 289 convictions reversed by DNA evidence, this tells me who is affected by this problem. So I'm going to highlight that yellow, okay? And I'm going to leave a little comment right over here. Oops, not editing mode, I'm sorry. I'm just going to highlight this and add who, okay? Just to remind myself, okay? That's a lot of people, right? 1 in 4 people found innocent by DNA evidence falsely confessed to the crime. I'm going to put wow, because to me, that's a lot, right? That's a lot of people, okay? Considering that DNA evidence is available in just a fraction of all crimes, a much larger universe of erroneous, right? I'm going to put the word error right there because that's the root word, right? Or wrong, whoops, sorry guys, convictions and false confessions surely exists. I'm going to read just a little bit farther down. Why would an innocent person confess to a crime they did not commit? So right there, the word why to me says, ding, 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 I'm going to get a lot of information about why this is happening, right? And how maybe this is affecting the communities from this paragraph. A number of factors or reasons why. Okay, notice how I'm annotating right along as I'm reading. May be contributing to this paradoxical problem. Ooh, that's a really hard word. I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to right click it. I'm going to define it. So the word paradox is seemingly absurd or self-contradictory. Okay, and self-contradiction means it doesn't make sense. So I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to add that definition of that word. It's an absurd problem. Okay, there's many factors that are contributing to this absurd problem. Police officers in many jurisdictions are permitted to use misleading information and deceptive tactics during custodial interrogations of suspects. So I'm going to highlight this blue, this darker blue, okay? Because why is it happening? Well, police officers, right, use misleading information and deceptive tactics, okay? So essentially I'm going to add a little note right here real quick, a little comment, okay, that police can sort of mislead or deceive people during interrogations, right? Okay. Officers often promise leniency. Oh, this word, you guys, I don't know what the word leniency means. Maybe I need to look that up. They offer leniency. It means the fact or quality of being more merciful or tolerant than expected. The court could show leniency. So I'm just going to highlight that word tolerant. So they offer maybe tolerant, or sort of easier or lesser, lesser punishments in exchange for a confession. Again, this is information that I'm going to highlight blue, that darker blue, because it's offering me information of why this is happening. Let's read just a little bit farther in this example video. Interrogations are often contaminated when officers introduce into the interrogation process facts or details that could not otherwise be known by the suspect, but are later accepted by that suspect in their confession. Okay, so again, I'm going to highlight this blue. Okay, I'm going to highlight this blue. Okay, and I'm going to add a little note here. Okay. So it makes me think of the Brendan Dassey video, right? Where he came to accept the details the officers offered as his truth, or reality, thus leading to a false confession. Okay, so notice how I'm making those connections there. I'm asking myself, like, where have I seen this information before? It makes me think of that video that we watched previously. Okay, so as you continue to read this article, I want you to continue this process of asking yourself, what is the problem? Where do I see the problem being defined? Who is affected by this problem in particular? Where is this problem occurring? When is the problem happening? And why and how is the problem being improved upon, or how is this affecting different parts of the community? Okay, so continue on to read the last, about 2.5 pages, and you should have pretty much everything found from this annotation key through your reading. Again, you want to find as much information as you can to help you build that really effective analysis of the problem paragraph that you will start drafting in a couple of days.